There used to be a time when winning Money in the Bank absolutely guaranteed a world title reign for the victor. After all, it is quite a foolproof formula. You win the briefcase, pick your spot to cash in, and victory is all but assured. Unfortunately, there have been a few WWE superstars who have fallen short on that mark and have failed to cash in their briefcases for the titles of their choice. While there's never been a good failed cash-in, there have been some that have been worse than others. With that being said, this is one of the voices of weird wrestling trivia, and this is every failed Money in the Bank cash-in ranked from bad to worse. Before we start, quick shout out to Mr. Kennedy and Otis who never even got to cash in their briefcases. Number 5. John Cena. When John Cena won the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match in 2012, there were many who felt that the multi-time world champion did not need the briefcase, considering how it was normally used to elevate up-and-coming talent. Unlike most briefcase winners, Cena announced his cash-in ahead of time, challenging then WWE champion CM Punk to a match on the 1000th episode of Raw. As was expected of the Cena Punk match, the two put on a very good showing, which was unfortunately interrupted by a run-in from the Big Show. Cena won the match by DQ and became the first Money in the Bank winner to fail to win the championship. While it was never the best decision to begin with, we at least got a good match, CM Punk's memorable heel turn, and of course that meme-worthy photo of John Cena winning the briefcase. Number 4. Damien Sandow. Things seem to be on the up for Damien Sandow in 2013. Having made his debut the year prior, the intellectual savior proved to be an entertaining character who could hold his own in the ring and often found himself alongside some of WWE's very best on the microphone. While Sandow didn't have the most stellar win-loss record in the world, he was certainly a popular star and was featured prominently on TV. Come 2013, it seemed that WWE was ready to bring Sandow to that next level. Winning the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match that year, Sandow would soon demonstrate a more aggressive in-ring style and became the first superstar in 6 years to get a custom-made briefcase. On the October 28, 2013 episode of Raw, Sandow would set his sights on the newly crowned World Heavyweight Champion John Cena. Cena, who had only just returned to WWE the night before, had returned early after getting surgery for a nasty elbow injury. Following real-life speculation that Cena was not yet at 100%, many believed that this was truly Damien Sandow's crowning moment. Attacking Cena's elbow before cashing in, Sandow attempted to exploit this weakness throughout the match. However, in typical Cena fashion, he overcame the odds and successfully defended his title, making Sandow the first person to outright lose his cash-in match. Sandow would never come close to the world title picture again, and was instead saddled with a number of comedic gimmicks. However, he remained a popular member of the roster up until his release from WWE in 2016. Number 3. Braun Strowman. WWE had spent 2016 and 2017 building up Braun Strowman as an unstoppable monster, giving him wins over established main eventers and featuring him in various memorable moments. It seemed that 2018 was the year for the monster among men to become one of WWE's leading stars. After spending the first part of the year transitioning Strowman into a babyface role, the decision was made to have Braun win that year's Money in the Bank ladder match. Over the next few months, Strowman would attempt to cash in his briefcase but was stopped on a number of occasions. Fed up with his constant interference, Strowman would turn heel, align himself with Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, and then announce his cash-in ahead of time, challenging then Universal Champion Roman Reigns to a Hell in a Cell match with Mick Foley as special referee. For all intents and purposes, it was a good match. It featured some good action from both competitors, as well as interference from the Shield and Braun's allies. However, everything changed in the final few minutes of that match. Brock Lesnar ran in and destroyed both men while Paul Heyman dealt with Foley. Despite the Hell in a Cell stipulation, the match was ruled a no contest and Strowman's cash-in had been forfeited, much to the confusion and frustration of the fans. No other Money in the Bank cash-in match has ever ended like this before or since, and it's safe to say that based on the response to that match, it never will again. Fortunately for Braun Strowman, he did eventually manage to get his hands on the Universal title around 2 years later. Number 2. Baron Corbin. Around the same time that Braun Strowman was making waves on Raw, Baron Corbin had begun making his mark on SmackDown. Following a notable run on NXT from 2014 to 2016, Corbin made his main roster debut at WrestleMania 32, where he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. With a debut like that, it seemed like Corbin was destined for big things, and true enough, just over a year later at Money in the Bank 2017, the Lone Wolf would win that year's Men's Money in the Bank briefcase. On top of that victory, Corbin also found himself in a storyline with John Cena. Things could not have been going better until they all came crashing down. On the August 15, 2017 episode of SmackDown, Corbin would run in during a match between Cena and then WWE Champion Jinder Mahal. Laying out both men, Corbin cashed in his briefcase, much to the excitement of an audience that was all too eager to see Mahal's title reign end. What ensued, however, could not be more different. As soon as the bell rang, Cena distracted Corbin long enough for Mahal to roll him up for a 3 count to retain his title. In just a few seconds, Corbin's momentum had come to a grinding halt. This failed cash-in was instantly frowned upon, as it was apparent that it did nothing for the benefit of everyone involved in it. It was later revealed that Corbin's failed cash-in and the abrupt end to his push was a punishment for engaging in a public argument with a visiting doctor during a WWE talent meeting some weeks prior. While Corbin occasionally did flirt in the main event scene and world title picture in years to come, he has yet to fully recover the momentum that he has lost almost 7 years ago. Number 1. Austin Theory. Austin Theory was riding a high into 2022. Following his second call-up to WWE's main roster, the cocky young star was given a public endorsement by Vince McMahon himself and was often paired up with the former WWE chairman on screen. Theory's stock in the company had risen fast, and he soon found himself with the US title and was sharing the ring with some of WWE's biggest names. Come Money in the Bank 2022, Theory seemed like the natural favourite to win that year's men's briefcase. Following a failed cash-in attempt on the WWE title at SummerSlam, Theory continued to hover around the US title scene, and that was when he did the unthinkable. In a moment that still boggles the collective minds of the WWE fanbase, Theory would cash in on then US champion Seth Rollins on the November 7, 2022 episode of Raw. Aside from the questionable decision of not cashing in on a world title, Theory cashed in on a night where Rollins was already holding an open challenge. The match itself was quite the train wreck, as Theory got laid out by Bobby Lashley and then pinned by Rollins in an unceremonious loss. To make matters more confusing, Theory would end up winning the US title a few weeks later anyway. If the plan was never to have Theory cash in on the world title, the least WWE could have done was let him win his match. Still a prominent face in WWE's mid-card and tag scene, there is still time in Austin Theory's career to regain his lost momentum. That being said, he can never truly live down the fact that he has had the worst Money in the Bank cash-in match of all time.